Hello, we are Team 25 Quarter. We made the game NMC in fall 2015 for ComSci 309, which happened to win the best project by popular vote. NMC, which stands for Not Minecraft, is a survival sandbox game made in Unity. It uses an Oculus Rift to allow the player to be fully immersed in the experience, as well as an Xbox controller to move the player around and interact with the game world. As the player enters the world, they'll be greeted with our menu, allowing them to start a new game. You can also see our title and the inventory of the player on the screen as well. In the background, you can see that the world is being procedurally generated, and if we actually take a look around, you can see all of the different types of structures that will be made. In the background, you can see a wall, which was just made to keep the player in for this demo. The full game will allow the player to move in all 4 directions, and the world will be generated infinitely. We can look around with the Oculus. We can also use the controller to rotate ourselves around and then see all we have to offer. Next up, the player is allowed to pick up blocks from the environment, minus that surrounding wall. And this will allow the blocks to be saved to the inventory. You can see the number in the white block box growing. With the blocks now, the player can start to build, and this is where the sandbox part of the game really comes into play. With all the blocks at your disposal, you can really make anything you want. The only limit is your imagination. It's best to build yourself a nice little fort for when those monsters do start attacking. So if we go ahead and build a nice little wall around ourselves, that should keep us a little safe from the monsters, but not completely. As we finish up building our house, we'll remove all the blocks we don't want, so we have some blocks at the ready. We'll go ahead and trap ourselves in here in this nice little home that we got here. To show how monsters will spawn automatically about every minute or so. Your job is to use your sword to attack them and kill them before they kill you. If you do run out of health, you'll be kicked out of the game and you'll have to restart. Using the time in between waves, you can rebuild your house, because if you're caught out in the open, you are much more likely to be surrounded and killed, and that is unfortunate. So we take care of these guys really simply. They don't have swords, we have swords, we're clearly the better people. Let's go back inside of our house and see how the monsters interact with our house. So I go ahead and some monsters are spawning. I can see them coming now. One's jumping in. They're going to jump over that wall. And if we actually take a look behind us, you can actually see that the monsters have actually started to break down the walls and they're jumping inside. So as you can see, monsters are very smart in the fact that they will jump into your house, break down your walls, and do anything to get to you. NMC also provides multiplayer support, so if you have another friend with an Oculus and a controller, you can join them in game. So you two can work together to build a nice little better house in between waves. And well, when monsters spawn, it's kind of every man for themselves. Feel free to help them out. I watched my friend Zach just get swarmed by monsters. I'm on the other hand fine. But now that I'm in trouble with monsters, Zach comes to help out because he's a good guy, and we take out the monsters together like good pals. Also, you can make a nice little house together, live together. It's really up to you. And then it's your goal to survive for as many waves as possible. You can communicate through jumping. We are now celebrating with our awesome house, and having killed all the monsters, we wait for the next wave. With NMC, everything is procedurally generated, so every game will be different. So everything the light touches and in the shadows is yours to mess with. Enjoy.